Season 2, Episode 9 of La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins, the podcast where we dive into everything from the life's ups and downs of love and life to special bond we share as Latinas and cousins. Guys, I'm back to normal.
She's back. She's alive.
I'm alive.
Did you guys listen to last week's?
I didn't, but I talked to her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you missed last week, we have some special guests here with us. But before we get into that, if you missed last week, Homegirl was fighting for her life.
Yes,
I was green.
She was green. Literally, we had to take a vomit break.
We also had to take a shit break.
That was
Before we had to take the vomit break, so take that
back.
So, as we mentioned on episode 8, we have our aunts are back from Tokyo, Japan. And we called them and we're like, yo, we need you guys on because we've talked about it so much. So, Marcia and Marty are here today.
The twins.
Las cuatas.
We also have my mom's in here in the room too, and Aunt Jeannie's going to join us in a minute to give some context as the older sisters. But today, the stars of the show are...
The babies.
The babies.
Oh,
well,
the babies. You can see my mom's nostrils flare. And we talked about that last week.
Actually, I'm the baby.
Are you the last?
I was born 2 minutes after Martha, so I am the baby.
You are officially.
My mom's lips are like, but if you listen to last week, we talked about how my mom was the baby until...
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Until she broke her arm.
Yeah.
My mom might have a prop for that. You want to wait?
You bought your cast?
You want to wait? Oh, no.
She did not have that sneaky cast.
Okay. No, she has... She has something to show you guys in a bit. It's great.
Okay.
But we're just gonna jump right in. So as Elma shared, we have the twins here with us, Marty and Marcia, Marcia and Marty.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Dumb and Dumber, as you said last week. No, Beavis and Butthead.
I said Beavis and Butthead. I was
we
hungover.
did have haircuts like that at one point, like Dumb and Dumber.
Did you really?
Yeah,
the bowl cuts?
Haircuts. My mom just kind of messed our hair
dirty
all the time.
Oh
Yeah, we looked and we actually named that. What were their names? Harry and
Harry and Lloyd.
Harry and Lloyd, yeah.
Lloyd and Harry.
Yeah.
That was us.
So we're just gonna start kind of how we start off with everyone. We've had my mom and my Aunt Jeannie in here. We've had a couple of our cousins, Lisa, Emily. And so just tell us about, I would like to know from your perspective, your position in the family composition, like where you are in the lineup and what that was like.
Okay, well, I'm 7.
More in out
I'm
of 8.
7 of 8. And yeah, I have a twin, and that's my normal. People ask, like, what's it like to have a twin? And like, what's it like not to have a twin?
Hey, at least you didn't eat her in the womb. Either one of you.
Well,
Wow.
Well, there's a story about that.
Oh, is there?
Oh, what is it?
no.
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 Oh, I don't know. I didn't know. I just said it because.
There's a joke.
I am Marcia. I am 8 out of 8. I was born after Martha. And when I did my master's degree, I did a lot of research on twins. And there's this phenomenon when twins are in the womb. Sometimes when one is not viable, the viable twin will consume the other one.
Yeah.
And I know somebody who actually has 3 ovaries and
It's a twin.
yeah.
There.
Oh. So it was very interesting. And this person, after having conversations with them, it was like, I always felt like something was missing, but I never knew that I was a twin. So that's why Alma's conversation. That's where Alma's conversation about because I didn't have the verbiage to say. Oh, so what I said was, you ate your twin?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You
And
told
you're
them.
welcome that you're here.
Well, either one of you.
Well,
She could have eaten
you were viable.
I know.
Okay.
Crazy.
The fact you both were viable embryos. I'm glad that.
Yes,
Mom.
So
Anyway.
grateful.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I just said
I
it.
didn't know it was a thing.
Oh,
I knew it was a thing, but I don't know.
I won't mention.
Glad
this.
you guys didn't eat
Yeah.
each other up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Can you share one of your favorite memories growing up?
Wow, there's a lot. When we were little?
Yeah, or whenever, or
One of my favorite memories is always about going to Disneyland when the cousins came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now twins, like a twin story. I remember being sick, and we were always kind of sick around the same time when we got the mums, Jeannie's prom,
Yeah.
right? And we were sick with the mums, and we don't know if we passed it on to people who went to the prom because they still showed up at the house.
That's true.
It's in today's age. With technology and everything, my favorite memories are going outside and making mud pies and
Sure.
playing outside, hearing the children outside playing, and we were like all outside till all hours of the day.
We had a little bit
Miss
of
those
that
days.
too. And if you think about it, Nana's house was like a very safe place. The
Yeah.
neighborhood was okay.
Yes.
Well, it was in the inner city. I'm making air
Right.
quotes.
But
It
we
was
could
inner
always
city.
play in the backyard.
But the front was safe too because we knew the neighbors and we'd ride the skateboard down the street on our butts and like.
Yeah.
So I feel like we had a little bit of that too now, where I won't even let my kids really outside
Yep.
because
Unless
cars
you're
are
there.
flying down. I know my neighbors, but like people are crazy now.
Yeah, they are.
So I think that's a really good indicator. My mom tells stories all the time about like digging spiders or some shit.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Running up to
Right.
flat top to get a
Yeah.
cardboard box and run up there and come
Yeah.
down, and eventually one of us would be crying because of rock. He hit a rock, and it's like,
Or flying
oh.
a kite
Yes.
up at flat tops.
Flying
And
the
so those are, and without adult supervision, we're
Yes.
just like, we're going and we go.
Yeah.
It's like when we would go to
Yeah.
Nogales. It's like when
Yeah.
we would go to
Yeah.
Nogales and we would go down that dirt road.
Yeah.
By
It's a
Tia
different
Maria's
time.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember growing up. It's kind of it's really silly, but people used to say, "Oh my God, what kind of twins are you?" And like, we're twins, fraternal. And they're
Fraternal or-
Like, well, what are you Siamese twins? I said,
What?
Do you see us club together? Like, how stupid is
Thank
that?
God people can laugh.
No,
Thank
no.
God this is not
Do you
a
remember?
vlog.
And Marcia and I laughing,
We would be
and
canceled.
That was our first indication that people were kind of stupid sometimes. Like, Siamese.
Stop.
I'm serious. Marsh.
Crazy.
But there were times when we tried to put a
Siamese-
sweater
and
on
then we-
together.
and
Aren't
then
Siamese cats?
So then,
Aren't Siamese cats?
here, get up.
Siamese are
So then,
cats.
this is what me and Marcia would do then.
Oh my God.
Wait,
We would just put one sweater on
Yeah.
and we'd be like,
Let's see.
we'd be like this.
Wait.
It's like, you
Hold
mean
on,
like
hold on,
this?
my arm. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, that's you.
Let's see.
Well, we're big now.
Thanks, we're big now. This is not big enough sweater for us. Now we're
And
gonna have to
turn
get out.
sideways.
So we'd be like, yeah, like this.
Oh my God. People, you will catch this video or pictures later, but they literally put one sweater on each
We
other.
were much smaller.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So my mom and my Aunt Jeannie will join us in a couple minutes when she gets here, but they had a story about seeing like a lady in white.
Oh, the Llorona?
Yes.
Yep,
Do you
that's
guys
the
have any stories like that? Any scary stories or something? I do have a question. Actually, let me just.
You do you.
I'm answering your question for you, but can somebody tell us a story about one of you going through the window and hurting yourself?
I was going to bring that up.
Oh.
Yes. So I was in LA. Brianna was little, and we're at a family party, and all of a sudden I said, "Oh my God, my leg, my knee hurts," and my former said, "Well, what's wrong? What happened to you?" And I was like really like doubled in pain. My leg. I was grabbing my leg. They said, "I need to get up and walk." I got up and walked around, and then I talked to Marcia, and she's had a couple drinks. She's like, "Oh my God!" In Arizona,
A
she was
whole
in Arizona.
bunch of drinks in Phoenix, and I was in Phoenix with Dory and Loretta and everybody, and I went through the window. It was open. We were locked out of the house. Yeah, I was trying to climb in, but the ground was hot, and I tried to jump in, and my knee hit. I think
cut her
the
knee.
devil was there too. My knee hit the
windowsill?
track, the window. So yeah, they're like, that's bleeding a lot. We were all, one of us had to drive, so
But
one of us
I
drove.
felt the pain.
Someone was able to drive
Somebody was
safely.
able to drive safely. I got
Responsibly.
there and I got back, but
I felt it.
So
I
I-
felt the pain.
I got some stitches.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually cut yourself open and needed stitches.
Yes.
That's what she
They
said.
took me to emergency.
One of them had to drive to emergency because she
Yes.
was bleeding.
Because he was bleeding. I said, that's not bad. It's not bleeding a lot. They're like, get in the car.
You're like, I don't feel anything.
So
This is
that's
amazing. Marty's like
there's
double
no-
door and
No,
pain.
and
all the way.
blood.
The stupid thing is it's always the opposite. So one day, like I
It
said,
was
my thumb right here just really hurting. She goes, what side? I said, my left. She goes, my right one's been hurting, but nothing happened to her.
Yeah.
So
So when her
I totally
when
believe in that. You believe in
when
that? I do too.
I needed stitches on my left knee, her right knee
My
was
right knee
hurting.
was the one
It's really
hurting.
interesting. It was the opposite.
and I will say, when I was pregnant, this one was nauseous for 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. I was
Did
just
you
glad I
get
didn't
that
feel the
twins?
labor pains.
Damn.
No, just I was just feeling like puking, nauseous, and then, are you pregnant? Yeah.
So you guys have done a lot of things together. A lot of adventures.
Yes.
And my mom probably remembers this too. I wasn't there for it, but I want to hear your perspective and see, since you were a watcher probably, can you tell us about the time you both graduated From college? From Cal State LA?
Best graduation. I didn't want to do it.
She didn't want to do it.
Okay.
You're the one who made her do it?
Oh,
Yes.
Actually, it was me.
Okay. So I will just tell you the context from my perspective.
1987.
There is a really cute picture at my grandma's house. At my grandma's house of both of them in their cap and gown at Cal State LA waving, and they look
Running
elated.
across-
They look so
running
happy.
across the stage.
And the story is classic.
So,
I would like for my mom to say first, was Nana happy?
oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
She
yeah.
was not.
Rhoda was there too.
So mad.
So I
Tell
will
us.
tell you that we both went to East LA College. I
Shout out to ELAC.
There's water
Alumni,
right
I'm
there.
alum too.
thank you. When I graduated, did we graduate the same year? No.
No,
Um,
I was like
I think-
80. No, I graduated like 85. It was East LA. Yeah.
yeah.
With like
So
your AA or
we
your
went-
Yeah,
yeah,
I got my
AA. And I remember going, and I don't know what happened, but it was a few of us there for the graduation, for Martha's graduation.
It was literally you, Mom, and Manny.
Yeah. So it was the three of us who went to her graduation.
As I looked
And-
for my siblings. Charlie Brown. Nobody went.
Why?
And
We didn't get tickets.
so this graduation was in the auditorium. I think I had already graduated from ELAC the year before, and I was at Cal State LA.
They gave her an alumni ticket to go. That's why she went.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. That's how Marcia got in. I'm just kidding. No, I'm sorry.
Yes,
What
maybe.
happened?
So I get to Cal State LA, and I take all my classes. I took the 3-year plan, and when it was time for me to graduate, there was a big celebration. There was a party being planned. There was all this stuff
Cake,
happening.
food. I was working in a law firm already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we got to that morning,
I
was
drove
like,
her.
I was like, what? Dory drove us.
What? Wait.
Dory drove both of us to Cal State LA, and I said, I want you to graduate with me.
I wanted
she-
to cry.
She was
I
like, I can't do that. You worked so hard. And I said, yes, but I want you to graduate with me. And back then, things were a lot easier.
Right.
Back in '87.
In terms of security
Security
and because now you can't
getting
fart
away
in the
with
direction
stuff.
of an event.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't crush anything. So she's like, I can't do that. I said, Dory, drop us off at the bookstore.
Girl, you're trying so hard to be so discreet.
want some
Here.
salami.
There was a freaking
Oh, sorry.
So
Go on,
so
sorry.
we get to the bookstore.
I
and
really didn't want to do it.
She didn't.
Because
And
I said,
I
"You
already
worked
talked to
here."
Pete. I said, I want you, because they had decorated my cake already. The party was set. I said, make another little graduation cap. She's like, what? Make another graduation cap and put it on there and add Martha's name to this cake.
Oh my gosh.
So we leave the house and Pete's busy, like she always is, so creative. And we get there and I purchased a gown and a
We
cap and
went
gown.
out to the bookstore, $20. Put the $20 down. Oops, sorry. Put the $20 down. Put the gown on, and then
I was embarrassed because she was like,
I know I
wrinkled.
I was mortified, but I said, oh my god.
But at your college graduation, you hand them a card with your name, so they don't
Yeah.
actually. The
Yeah.
announcer
Well,
doesn't know if you graduated or not.
Right, so that at that
But in '87,
we
Yeah.
go onto the field.
And I asked somebody to go bring us a bottle of champagne since
She
I was
did.
going to graduate with Marcia. I said, go to the liquor store. So stupid. Here, Andre, some cheap crap, right?
So we
Oh
start
my
running
God.
into people that we know.
Ugh.
We start running into Richard Gonzalez.
Oh, I
and
know.
our
He's like,
first-
Martha, I didn't know you went to Cal State. I'm like,
don't blow my cover, dude. Shut
I know. I
up.
was like, it's okay.
So we get in line and they hand us a card.
Mm-hmm.
Write your name on there. Martha's like, I can't do this. I said,
my
yes,
gosh.
you can. Yes, you can, and yes, you will. And somebody had given me like these big old, back in the 60s, there was a TV
60s.
show called Hobo Cali.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to preface that with, because
Glasses.
it's not.
Yes, not.
So
easy
it
now.
had these big giant clown glasses, and I had them on my head, right? Just so
Oh,
people could spot
yeah.
me, right?
Yeah.
So I had these big, and they were yellow, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I had these big old clown glasses on my head. Dory's out sitting where she's sitting, right? Because she had already dropped us off. So in the thousands of people in the stadium, and it was in the football stadium. We're walking in and we're like all excited. We're having so much fun. And we
I was
turn
on the
around,
inside of Marcia, so she was
Oh my
facing
God.
like the
About my
crowd,
mom.
and I was hiding
and my
her.
mom was standing up, and then she looks, and you could just see like
Stop
the blood
it.
drain out of her face. And
Oh
she
my
sat,
God.
crossed
She
her
sat
arms,
down.
and she sat. And I went, oh, we better make this fun because we're in trouble.
That's when I got the champagne.
So for those of you who haven't been
Champagne
following,
right then and there.
Marcia graduated from Cal State LA. Marty did not go to Cal State LA, but she snuck in with her twin.
I mean, she bought a gown and everything.
She crashed
Nowadays,
But I'm saying
you
she
cannot.
crashed it.
Nowadays,
So she
you cannot
walked
do that.
across the stage.
But the worst part. Okay, so now.
And if you knew grandma, if you knew she crossed her arms,
That
you knew
was
you were
all
done.
game
And she
over.
wasn't gonna talk to you. She wasn't gonna
Game over.
nothing. It was over.
So we're walking through, and then it comes time that this person who Martha found, a friend of hers, brings over the champagne. So they're calling us because Martha and I are sitting, and Seth has, remember the big old video camera? He's got that.
Oh
that
my
camera
God, giant
on his shoulder. So he's got, hi Jeannie. So he's got this big old camera, and he's like,
And Jeannie just joined us.
oh, my mom is so mad. And I was like, so somebody passed us over the champagne bottle, so we started drinking it because it was the 80s. So we're drinking champagne.
That's so wild. You wouldn't be able to sneak on. You
No.
wouldn't be able to buy anything
No.
or take alcohol onto
On
campus.
Yes.
No.
So then it was time to get in line. Now it's time to get in line to have the to receive your empty diploma.
Diploma case.
To get your name read. So we get up. She's like, I'm not going. I said, Raquel, you're not. Oh, sorry. I
Do you have
"Yes,
an
you
empty-
are."
We're at
I
the
said,
17-minute
"Let's
mark."
go."
I still have
I
that
said,
case.
I will go first. She goes, all right. So they called my name.
Because she's always
Oh
in
my
front of me, M-A-R-C-I-A.
And then they called her name.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my
Terry,
god.
you were there.
You were there.
You were
I was there?
Yes.
Like as a
I
baby?
have a picture. Yeah.
I was so proud.
I don't know why I wasn't there.
I was so proud of
You and
myself.
me.
That's hilarious. It is a great photo.
And then we ran off the stage together, and I was like, and then I looked at my mother, I was like, oh.
So what did Nana do when you got home?
No, home. She
There.
wanted to kick my butt on the,
Right
on
there.
the, on the
But
field.
after graduation's over,
When
we
you find
find my
people
mom
still
in
like
Media
this.
Aurora, and my mom's like, no puedo creer.
¿Que tan loca? No las entiendo. She was
Tia
pissed.
Aurora.
And then she goes, mi hijita estaba bien enojada. Dice, ay no, se le va a pasar, no sé. And she,
So we celebrated.
This is so funny. I'm glad we talked about it because my impression was always that you being, if I can be
She didn't
fair,
want
the crazier twin
Yeah.
Oh my
was like, I'm doing this.
Dude, I thought so too.
That's what I thought.
when
I thought so
tell
too.
you, I said,
It is
absolutely
official.
not.
You are the worst influence ever.
Thank you. I
Marcia.
said.
Marcia.
Once the word.
Marcia, I'm texting my Nino Hyman right now.
Thank
It
you.
is official.
Thank
I
you.
have great ideas.
And honest to God, no, honest to God, I really said, I'm not doing anymore. This is your kid. That, and then it was funny because people, as we laughed, they're like, Marty, I never saw you here. I was like, oh, stop it. Look
I used to say she went
hilarious.
to the
I
pub.
was mortified.
Cal State LA in those days had a pub.
Well, I gotta wait for you when I pick you up. She didn't drive.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you ever find that one student that didn't get a cap or a gown sitting in the
That's not my
parking
business. That's not my business.
Do you remember a student crossing the stage with no cap and gown?
Right?
Because that was them.
Not my
Just
business.
for like quick housekeeping thing, Aunt Jeannie and Mom, when you're like, when you guys talk, just because now Aunt Jeannie's here, and my mom's joined us, so we'll have some more visitors. Talk towards that mic because that one's picking up everything on that side.
Hilarious. It was fun.
Moving on.
Just we can hear you guys. No,
Well, can speak to the next one.
no, you can speak to this one. Yeah, this is for context, girl. We need this background. So to backtrack, we took like a shotgun start, but wanted to kind of chat about if you guys can share what you do.
Oh,
For work,
Yeah,
like
just
you know.
So I am a legal assistant at a law firm in downtown. I've been there for 23 years. Aviation litigation, so it's interesting.
How's it like right now?
Business is picking up,
Unfortunately.
But
Did
but
you
it's
see
good.
that Southwest flight that was
Yes.
gonna
saw-
land
shut
and
up.
then
I
went
just
up?
booked Southwest to go to Chicago
I
for spring
only
break.
take Southwest.
Listen, we prayed the whole way to Japan.
But I tell you what,
Whoever he or she really or they
The
You know
fired
what?
up.
You know what? But truth be told, because I talked to one of the partners about this, I said, "What do you think about all these air mishaps and stuff?" They're always happening.
Yeah.
But now the press is picking up on
Yes.
every single. So
That
you know,
one was crazy though.
Yeah.
That one freaked me out.
so it's good. This firm, I've been, like I said, for a long time. They allowed me to, I mean, when I changed job, I didn't want to change job. I took a cut and pay, but I was like, oh, I don't want to take a cut and pay. But I was able to see my kids every parade, every event. When I work for some people that are like, oh my God, I can't go to my kids.
I feel the same way. That's what matters.
So you know what?
Honestly, the flexibility is like
it's amazing. And now, honestly, we're rebuilding the LA office because COVID just did a lot of weird stuff and now people are just straight up saying, I'm not going to work in an office again.
I know.
So I work from home. I
I
still work from home. Go in maybe once or twice, but I still have a lot of flexibility to.
So I was gonna say you're a cook, Marty's. That's when you asked what she did. I was like, Marty cooks for a living because she's always cooking.
Actually, fun fact. I was talking to Marcia. Marcia and I were talking. I'm kind of interested in maybe doing something in my part 2 chapter, doing like a culinary.
Oh my gosh, do it! That would be great.
It. So yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
You should do that.
Trade tech.
Okay. I know about you, Marsh. You should do it.
Trade tech.
Trade tech's the one. That's where Ellison went, I think. Yeah.
So I'm 8 of 8, and I started my career very young, right out of high school at East LA College. I'm a preschool teacher, and I'm currently the director of the Child Development Center. Yes. Looking forward to retirement. It has gotten crazier.
Also a plug for East LA College Child Development Center. Yeah. I also went to East LA College, but also all my kids went to the Child Development Center, and so did Marty.
So did Brianna and Gabriel.
No, I didn't, but I went to Peace Camp at the church.
Oh yeah, we did go to Peace Camp. But it is fantastic.
It is.
Learning through play, super important. Building those core fundamental skills in like who you are, fine and gross motor skills. My kids ended up going to Sacred Heart. Fun fact, Mart's kids also went to Sacred Heart.
Yep.
And they just took off once they got there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shitty kids and
It's fine. We're at the 22
in various
mark.
schools, but like my kids are the ones that are like the helpers. And I think a lot of that comes from East LA College from the Child Development Center.
Thank you.
So going back to working in downtown, Marty and I worked in downtown together for
did not
many
do
years.
That. I did not
Stop.
do that.
I have 2 stories.
In J-Lo.
I just need to.
No, I didn't.
My mom can attest to that. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
my
something.
God.
Okay, so I used to either I would pick up Mart in the morning, or she would pick me up, or we would
We were
carpool
like a few blocks away.
few blocks away. And I was 18 at the time.
Were you?
I was. And we would walk to like the Macy's Plaza, the old Macy's Plaza, and she would tell me like, yeah, I got credit card when I was 18 or 19, and I had some credit debt, but you know what? I look good and I gave good gifts. And I was like, that's what I want to be. I want to look good and give good gifts.
Girl.
So the first thing I ever charged, and that credit card haunted me.
J-Lo
We went to
glasses.
the Macy's Plaza, and there was these cute little J-Lo glasses. These like
$79.
ombre glasses with a heart in the corner. She's like, you should buy those. Oh no. I said, I don't have a lot of money right now. She's like, get a credit card.
I said, girl, you look good.
What do you? I did look good. That fucking credit card.
But you didn't listen. You buy it, you pay it in full.
Oh my god.
I just want to know how much those $79 sunglasses actually cost.
$500. With all the interest racking up.
So forever you blame me for ruining your credit.
No. I've got good credit.
I
But it
know
was
now.
so. But the other funny story is Ponte Fea.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Okay, listen. I might be an old ass lady
Oh
now,
my
but I was a
God.
fox when I was younger.
Me
Okay,
too.
when I was 18,
Me too.
we went downtown to
I was trying to find the J-Lo glasses.
I'm trying to find a picture of me with them on. We went down. I don't know. You turned down like San Julian.
We were gonna
or-
go to like the seafood market on Alameda or
yes,
something.
yes. Oh
And
my!
I said, come on, we'll go get lunch. Oh, I
She
turned
turned
on the
down,
wrong
and
wall.
people are coming up, zombies,
Wall,
like coming
zombie
up
land.
to the car, like looking in, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? I'm so scared.
Like
I don't know,
Crackhead
what was your solution?
I said, okay, Stephanie, sit up, and then get a little like buff out your chest and just look ugly. Just look at So I was driving like this. Just get ugly.
Let's see that move again.
Let's see.
Get ugly. Oh my God. Just stick your face out. Just look. And we did. And then I drove 95. Oh my God.
We're out. Don't ever go there again.
You can breathe now.
Wow.
But it worked.
Well, see, I saved your life. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it worked.
Ponte fea. Shit.
That is what.
It was
It
so
was
hard,
hilarious.
but we did it.
That's all I got for downtown. But I was like, I think about that all the time.
I'm glad you fixed your credit. by the
Oh,
way.
I did, thank you. And actually, my mom had to
Pay it.
paying that for me a couple years later. When I remember I quit, so I was like, I want to go back to school.
Your dad told me, he's like, what? Or no, I remember he told me, why are you telling her to get? I said, well, she should have paid the card.
I know,
but you
I
did
know.
good. Well,
I did. Oh my god.
Ponte fea, freaking Stephanie. That's hilarious.
Maybe you can tell us. I want to know what it was like living with your Nina.
Oh, dude. I was the only one, and I was her favorite. Officially the favorite at that point in time.
We were the only one.
I said at that time.
You were my first godchild.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Alma is Marcia's first godchild.
Yeah. And so
No,
we.
second.
Second, who's your first?
Who's your first?
Oh, Paul. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but. Just
Now
kidding,
we
Paul.
know.
Just kidding, Paul. Paul doesn't listen. Does Paul listen? I don't know.
know.
Oh, I think Paul does
Yeah, his
listen.
brothers do.
Sorry.
That was
I love you,
my
Polly
first
Walsh.
girl.
First girl. And I lived with her. So, well,
Multi-generational living we now know is like
the thing.
amazing.
Yeah. So, one time I cut my lip and she was supposed to go on a date. I cut my lip with scissors. And I cut my lip with scissors. I was too lazy to take the Mexican straw out of my mouth. I was watching Full House.
What Mexican shot?
You know the ones
The
with sugar? and straws?
like the pixie sticks with the
It's
Mexican
the pixie
ones.
sticks, but the giant ones,
yeah.
the jumbo ones. Out of
So I was
the-
watching in my
all the
mom's room. I was
stories.
watching Full House, and I was too lazy to take it out, and I thought I could just like cut it. Well, I cut it, but I cut my lip,
Yeah.
and so Marcia was supposed to go on a date. I think with her softball coach.
Hey, we won't say.
Oh, sorry. Was it? Was it? Was it?
Don't remember, but was, yeah, I think it was.
I think it was, right? And so she had to come with my mom to the hospital because she needed to apply pressure to my lip and be there. And so she had to cancel her date. Or actually, her date.
He
No.
picked me up there.
He picked her up at the hospital and he bought me a Butterfinger that I couldn't even eat because my lip was swollen. You ate it? Exactly. That's where it went. I never even ate it. I never even ate it. And so yeah, he picked her up there. Also, when I had eye surgery, I cried for her to come in.
That was
They
sad.
went. They went outside. They went outside and asked my mom. They're like, Does she call you Nina?"
Oh,
They're like,
what?
she's crying. She wants her Nina. And my mom was like, no, it's
that's
her.
sweet.
And so Marcia went in first to go see me after my eye
That's really
surgery.
sweet.
That's right up there with Ben.
Oh, yeah, that is.
I didn't do it.
I
That
thought you were
breaks my
going to
heart.
talk about colored eggs.
Oh,
Or taking
dude.
shots with Dory.
Oh, tell me, what?
A tribute
Slamming
to
on
Sue.
shoes.
Simon, I forgot about that. Dude, I fail at life.
Tell
I'm
us.
not hungover.
Tell
So
me, what
Marcia and Dory, I was in preschool at not ELAC. I didn't go to ELAC. At Glen Alta.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in kindergarten, I think. And they were taking shots. And they're like, here, just come
No,
sit
it
with
was
us.
when you peed her in options.
Oh!
My
No,
dad-
that happened with Masalo, didn't it? At
No.
Glen Alta.
Well, I don't remember.
I think it was at Glen Alta. And they were like, and so I went to school and I told my teacher, I said, guess what my aunt taught me last night? And she's like, what? And I got the orange juice that you open.
The little
The little things.
Yeah.
I slammed it on the table and I chugged it. She's like, who's picking you up today?
Who did she talk to? Did she talk to you about it?
I think she picked me up that day. I think she would walk down and pick me up.
It's
That's
your other
hilarious.
Nina.
And I was like, yes, that's what she taught me last night.
That's
And
hilarious.
Sandra was an interesting bird.
Was she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
was.
too.
Yeah.
She was.
I just remember she had
Glen
bangs.
Alta,
Didn't she was married to Elaine's godfather, right?
Yes.
Like my mom, Kathy
Yes.
Coca's
Oh, I didn't know that.
daughter Elaine, who my mom is godmother to.
Yeah.
They were married. I don't think they're married. They were
She needed to ease up. What's a little shot? Boom.
I know, it's gonna think of everything. And then Marcia was so mean. The old stairs in the house. I
In the
had a
backyard.
bike, and we used to have to bring it inside because
Yeah.
we couldn't leave it outside. And I'd be like, Nina, open the door for me. She's like, what color eggs? Like I had to guess the color of eggs for her to open, the code word.
Dory was there. I'm gonna blame it on Dory.
Oh my.
Nah, we've already established this. You were the bad influence.
Honestly.
Thank you.
I was holding a bike and I was a little girl. I was little. I was a very little baby. I was a little
In the
human.
back stairs?
She was like
Yes.
8.
I was still tiny.
Like that.
I was still tiny.
That's your nickname.
I'm
That's
with you.
true. So she's standing there at the gate. She's standing there.
I'm standing there. I'm like, open the
I said,
door.
what color? She got yellow. Nope, not yellow.
Oh my.
And yellow was her favorite color. She's like, no, not yellow. I'm like, silver, gold. That's not a color. That's not a color.
Wait.
Rainbow colors.
Well, did we start with her career? Okay.
Yes. Childcare.
Child development never works with your family.
What do I say? What did I
That
say?
CD1 book will hold up your window.
You read the book,
Terry, I love it.
you'll learn it all, and when you become a parent, you use those books to smack them.
Yeah. Sorry.
I used to say to hold up the window
It's
because
true.
I'm still reading.
What about your terrifying? Okay, so Grandma's house was remodeled in 2002.
Yeah.
3.
3.
No.
What about your
2003.
terrifying closet
The terrifying closet.
with the Chucky in it?
I'm saying it was in 2003 because we moved out my senior year of high school.
2002.
Do you know I have nightmares
Yes.
about that closet?
So-
And
Like
that doll?
walking in and the
So
long.
I gotta tell you, my mom would pick up also. People would say, "Oh, look at this! All my kids would love it." And we're like, the tall was like the height of us at that time. Which
There was like
3
a doll
feet tall.
hanging in that walk-in scary ass
Yeah,
closet.
because we used it for Halloween and through blood and things like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was so scary.
I don't dream about that closet.
I
Like,
do.
that closet
when my
was-
man locked us in.
Yeah,
Yes, I do. It was dark. It was
And he
like.
took the light bulb out because we were laughing.
He took the light bulb out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about bad
Much
influence.
as scary. What
No,
his
you still
words
would.
were exactly were, oh, you think you're funny because you're saying, ha ha, we can still see. So he came in, he took the light bulb out, and he said, can you see now?
And then he walked out and left you guys in
Shut
there?
the door, locked us in.
Oh,
It
he
was
sat
with-
in front of the door so we couldn't get
It
out.
was with the Lulus.
What?
It was with the Lulus, the Felix were there.
Who's a
Yeah.
bad influence now?
No, you still win. That's like the only story. And it's done nothing to us.
Oh, but your skin. No, that was.
That was-
Oh,
No,
oh,
I need
fine.
that.
You want a story like that, Marty? Let's talk about the time we went to the beach.
Let's talk about body part ABC.
Let's talk about the time we
I,
went to the beach.
I never planned on having children. I was always this.
There were 3 of us.
Party girl.
There were 4 of us in a 2-seater car.
And I get my airbrush.
Wait, who was it?
airbrush
You mean
nails.
her?
Tim was in the back, in the trunk.
Rolled
You
up
and
like
I
a
were in the front
burrito.
seat.
You didn't know?
I don't remember that. I think
was
I blocked
like-
it out.
Okay, so I got suckered into getting this beautiful 2-seater.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, fun fact, Marcia taught me how to drive. She didn't even know how to drive.
I have a license. I tell her how to
So
drive.
a stick shift. So Manny and I went, bought the car, and he's like, "Oh, I can't teach you to drive it today. I have to work." And I went, "What good
Oh, I
is
thought
this
because he didn't know.
car?"
I thought because he didn't know how to drive stick
No,
shift, right?
So I said, "What good is this?" I
Well,
called
what
her.
happened was when I had my permit, I drove with Sis in his bug or in his truck.
Passenger,
So,
she
no,
didn't
not
drive
his.
it.
No, he did. I had my permit, so he taught me how to drive stick. I almost killed Jack in the Box, but I almost blew Jack in the Box up.
So then we were in Glendale, my
Famous
apartment in
before.
Glendale, and I said, "Marsh, come over. I'm gonna drive this car. Teach me how to drive." So she taught me how to drive. It took me an hour and a half to get to my mom's house. Yeah, it broke because I forgot to
You're
clutch in.
welcome.
Oh, burn the clutch. Well, all I remember is us driving to the beach. 2 things happened that
I
day.
don't know.
2 things
On
happened
the
that day.
way
I don't know why
there-
you had us. or why
On the
I
way
like-
there,
Oh, when I locked you in the car.
we said that's for another day. That's for another day because I need outside context for that.
You're
I got a
so-
whole list of things. But that day, we were on the way to the beach, and I remember, and I know you were dying for us to come up with like cock, dick, and balls, and we were just so young. We're like, caca?
No.
Okay, context. Backtrack. We used to
Okay.
play. We used to play an ABC game where we would give a topic.
With Aunt Jeannie or ABC outside with just
Right.
naming words you see. Marty's like, I got a fun spin on this game.
Right, she was the aunt with no kids. She's like, I got this. We're driving to the beach. I got this. We're gonna use body parts. We're like, okay. She's like A ass. I remember that's what it started off.
B was probably
Balls.
boobies or balls.
Balls.
But
Yeah, I think
C,
she said
we were
balls.
stuck on C. I remember. I was
Yeah.
like, because we kept saying caca. And she's like, no, ass.
She's like, that's not a body part. Yep. Yep.
Now I can think of many. But I just, and then, okay, so that was the drive
And
to
meanwhile,
the...
Tim's rolled up
Yeah,
in the back.
Tim was flat.
You know how
I
small
can't
that
even.
space is?
Dude, that car was,
He was
so
grade
small.
5. You guys were like 7, 8.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't even.
You knew this, right?
No.
I think I blocked it out.
Oh,
Yeah, Tim was
So-
definitely with us.
That, and then when we got to the beach,
I had acrylics.
Marty applied...
It's my computer
No,
probably
we're hit
heating
one of
up.
these
We're
I
good.
had my long acrylic nails.
She applied-
airbrushed.
She applied sunscreen, and Alma is lily white.
Lily.
Yeah.
My wedding ceremony was 30 minutes, and homegirl was burnt.
You
Put it
also
that
had
way.
us in black dresses.
Yeah.
That attracts the sun. The sun was pounding down on my bare shoulders in my tube top dress.
That's true. That you picked, because I let everybody pick their own dress.
I don't think I realized it was gonna be outside.
Anyway, not in a church. Why are you rubbing it in? Anyway, she's got sunscreen, and literally, I wish we could recreate this right now.
You put so basically
palm wide open.
Yeah,
straight down.
Just straight down. No rubbing. Just I put my palm. I put it on my hand. But I had airbrush nails. I don't get them dirty, so I put my hands on their shoulders. I just spit on you, sorry. Put my hands on their shoulders and just one streak down their back. All right, let's go play.
I was like, no, I need you to rub it in. I need more. She's like, you're fine. Go.
Go.
What did that look like, Aunt Jeannie, when she got home?
Oh my God.
I hand down
White hands.
And red all around. I was like, no, I need you to rub it in. She's like, I did go. I was like,
Scalp was burned.
my scalp was even burned.
Yeah.
It was a fun day, though.
That was
Yeah,
the only
for sure.
time I took you to the beach.
Did
Yeah, it
you
was
get
the
out?
She never. Yeah, Tim got out. Tim got out.
Tim he had fun.
Listen, Timothy's a survivor because my Uncle Gino would pick us up in a Zeus and his Miata with his boyfriend.
Yes.
4 of us in a 2-seater. You know?
I feel like I also went in Uncle Gino's car.
You probably did.
Fine.
A survivor. Did you want to? Huh?
I got a good date out of that one.
Okay, listen. Did you want to tell us a little bit about what your kids are doing?
Yes.
I do want to preface this by saying someone at the school ran into Gabriel by happenstance the other day and said what a great, like how kind he was. So
yeah, you know what?
So it's wonderful. But
Yeah.
what are they doing?
Brianna just passed. She just had a birthday and she just passed the bar, the California
Whoa.
bar, which I'm extremely proud of.
That's
her.
our attorney,
And
so
yes, so
don't mess
she's-
with us.
She's an attorney and working at a very, very prestigious, great firm, and she's doing well. She moved out, so she's on her own. She's funny though, because now she's like, "How do you do this? How do you do that?"
Love it. I
And
still
it's
call my
pretty
mom.
funny.
So
Yeah.
how do I do this?
Yeah,
it never ends.
My mom and Lisa came over the other day, and I was like, "This is bothering me so much," and they helped me organize.
Yeah, and then Gabe's doing great. He's working for a company, works remote. He's living in downtown, and
Love
he's doing really good. He's
Amazing.
good. Yeah,
They're good
doing
kids. They're
good.
great kids.
Yep.
And they're the youngest cousins.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gabriel's the last. It's weird. It's a weird transition from first. It's like okay, you know, their kids are growing up, but then now that they're older, it's like Gabriel's going to be 27, Brianna turned 21. It's just a weird kind of because they kind of don't need you.
I know, isn't it wild?
I don't want to say that because
They always need you.
But they
Yeah.
need I know. So, but it stings a little bit because you don't get the everyday like you know the making sure this is happening. That's not my place. So hey,
That's
make sure
fine.
you do your taxes. Make sure. Not my place.
My mom still
Not
texts
my
us
store.
on. She'll start next week saying, "Don't eat meat today."
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I do. I find myself doing that. But
You find yourself doing that to me.
I know. She
like,
needs
needs
and
to-
Marcia, here's
I'm
your
not eating
lunch.
on my
Here's
mama.
your lunch, Marcia.
No, like,
But she
no.
doesn't mind that one. You take it. But you know, so it's a weird kind of transition thing, but it's good because now traveling and just it's nice. It's just a
nice, yeah.
different chapter. It's
I
kind
get
of
it.
weird sometimes, but
I get it. But they're great kids,
Thank
and
you.
they've always been great kids. And also, they're like legends. My kids go to Sacred Heart, and so every now and then the teachers who taught them are now teaching my kids, and they speak fondly of them often. And I sing all their, you know, when I wrote a grant for Sacred Heart a couple years ago, and I told Brianna all of them, can you give me a quote? And she gave me a beautiful quote, and they got the grant.
oh
you know,
yes. What?
I told Brianna I was writing a quote.
Yes.
Sister Marilena asked me to write a grant for
Yes,
the
yes.
sisters, Dominican,
Yes,
Dominican
the Hope,
sisters.
Yes.
Oh,
Anyway, and I was like,
Vision of Hope?
Vision of Hope. Quote from an alum. And I
I
asked
love it.
Brianna, can you give me a quote? And she's like, Sacred Heart gave me everything I needed to be successful, and they got the grant. So
Love
they speak
it.
fondly of them and
Good.
of you. Everyone remembers you very fondly.
I sold a lot of churros and
Girl,
fruta and all that other stuff.
I am there every week. I'm
But
telling
if you don't invest in your kids,
100%.
I just, you know, I don't understand. I don't remember seeing some parents. So it's very odd to me because I was so hands-on and like, okay, whatever it takes, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
how I
really
feel.
weird when
I'm there
people-
for everything.
I don't know.
But it's a really good school community too. I really love the community, and like
Yes.
I shared, Alma and I went just up the street toward Rio Guadalupe. It was a
yeah.
similar,
Vibe.
yeah, having your cousins there, but we love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to share? We're coming up on 45 minutes, and we're gonna have another really great episode after this
What do I wanna
with
share?
all the sisters minus one. Rest in peace, Tia Pete. But is there anything that you want folks to know? We talk a lot about Nana on this podcast, almost every episode. So maybe we can kind of close.
My mom saw a bag of bread and was like, "What's in this?" And then she heard the crinkle. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Close it out with what Nana's presence in your life meant to her, what it felt like to be the youngest, and kind of what you still remember, because we still talk about her every single episode, even though we promised not to.
Did we talk about it on the
Um,
last episode when I was hungover?
No, that was, yes, we did. No.
Oh yeah, we did, about going to the house and rubbing our foreheads together.
Stop it.
Yeah.
But is there
I'll tell
anything that you
later.
want to share? It doesn't have to be Nana, but it
Yeah.
could just be.
No, you know what? Nana, it's
hard. Yeah.
She was a huge bean.
Ah,
You know-
seriously.
You know, I had the honor of, when I was going through it wasn't that easy, but I had the honor of living with her, or if you asked her, I lived with her, depending on who you asked. But I miss her every day, and every day there's something I say that reminds me of her. It's a saying.
Yeah.
It's, oh, my mom did this, or my mom said that, you know, and the ladies at work just laugh at me, because like, ay, zampa torta, or ay, que bolas de burras, right? So there's always something that will remind me of my mom, and I look for my mom every day in everything that happens, right? So yeah, so it's you know.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've kind of cloned into my mother. I used to love. I think
We all have.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
all
lot
have.
of
We all
I
have.
see it in when a vibe or just
Mira.
I'm
I know the way you
I sit there and I do this. Oh, that's more Pete. But I you know that's it's an everyday presence, even though she's not here. But you know, of course, you miss her here.
Oh yeah.
All of them, you know, that have gone. But it's always good. You know, you would hope to be remembered like that when you're no longer here. But yeah,
100%. We always talk about, I've never seen a church that full, like when Grandma passed away.
God, yeah.
I also had a moment where last week, I'm just gonna put it out there, there was a performance at the school. Sophie played the flute in front of the whole school, which is great. And then these other kids who shall not be named went up and were like gyrating and like doing this. And I crossed my arms. I sat back and I wanted them to know. My face was like, it's a Catholic school. But I was like, oh my God, half my dad, half my grandma. Because I was like, this is,
Seriously.
I don't pay money for my kids to come here and hump the floor.
No.
My kid didn't do it, but I was like, ugh.
I actually yesterday, it's funny. Well, Marcia I wasn't going in on this young lady. This girl's crossing the street, and I wasn't. She was crossing the street. She had a sheer shirt on, like you could see everything, and she's bouncing up and down. And beside jealousy, I just went, cochina, ponte ropa, tapate, and it's like, oh my God, that was my mother. And I tried to explain to Marcia. I said, you know, things happen. I'm not saying by any means that she would deserve something, but people are gonna think dirty things. I mean, I'm sorry, it's normal. Like, tapate, and I was like, and I say, cochina.
I think mom would have said, no tiene madre o espejo.
Seriously, but I was like, oh my God.
I know. We all have a little bit, but all joking aside, we've talked, and we'll talk in the next episode about this, but we all talk about right now, like politics are very, big, what I will say is we're very clear about who we are on this podcast, and that Nana's presence, number one, overall, Nana would make us give money you're going to give the Baba Man money.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to hand it to him.
Yes.
You're going to go up to that person.
Yes.
I told another story on this where we were crossing the line one time, and this man came up to our window and started unwrapping his hand that I'm pretty sure was rotten underneath. I think I blacked out.
Yeah.
But Nana was like, no, like you have
I know.
to extend your hand to people who are in need. And so that above all else, I think all the joking aside and her very strict ways
Compassion,
is what
empathy.
guides us.
Yeah.
She's like the North Star for us.
Stephanie, I also think that it's rubbed off on us. It's rubbed off on you guys. It's rubbing off on your children.
Yes,
Totally.
As you
And
should.
yesterday, Christopher said we saw a homeless man, and he said, "Oh, Nana, why is he standing there?" I said, "Well, his sign says that he needs work." And then he ran quickly to another car. He says, "Where's he going?" Well, another car gave him money, and I said the other car is giving him money
Mm-hmm.
because they can't give him work, but they can give him money so he can go buy
So he can
something
eat
to
or something,
eat.
yeah.
And then he says, Nana, when we come back here, can we give him work?
But see, that's good.
But that's, you know,
It
and
goes
that
full
is,
circle.
there.
and that
Exactly.
comes directly from Nana.
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
say when someone says, well, they're stealing and that's a crime, I will always say, my grandma always would say, a veces roban por mal y a veces por necesidad.
Yeah.
So before you judge people,
Yes, ma'am.
if you're stealing
Yes,
formula
ma'am.
and I saw you, no, I didn't. If you're, you know what I mean? Not
No.
everything
Yeah.
is, not all. So anyway, all that to say, she does guide us every day, still to this day.
Hey, and by the way, I will say with this political stuff going on, me personally, I'm disgusted. Like, I'm not kidding when I tell you, when we had this conversation coming in, you know, I never thought I'd like, oh, you know, start buying canned goods, start preparing. I'm just
Right.
saying, and I don't care what color, this and that. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Period.
Okay, if you're treating people like trash, you're trash.
That's it.
I mean, to the extent what happened yesterday in the Oval Office, I'm sorry, mortified. That has me effed up. I mean, it
Yeah.
really like it makes me sad. It makes me pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling
That's
you,
how
that
mad
shit's
she
got me
is.
pissed off.
I get
And,
it.
I just think that this hate that it's brought up and made it okay to be like that, it's not okay.
100%.
So check yourself. Whoever you are, whether you believe in him or this, but what he's doing is shit. And
So
so
fuck Trump here. You know, we started very like
terrible.
politically, like we don't want to talk about politics and we don't want to talk about. Did I mess something up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fine.
But in the last couple episodes, we're like, this is who we
It's
are at our
heavy.
core. This is, and if you don't like it, then
No, go on. I hear you.
then maybe
block
you don't need to be
people.
here. And it's
Block
reached a
people on
point where
social
we're
media.
like, we just can't.
Well, it's not about politics. It's about treating people
Humanity.
justly.
Yes,
And that's really
Compassion,
where we're at.
everything.
It's how do you treat people that way?
totally.
And that's not, to me, that's not politics. That's just cruel.
Yes, and I think that's what we think about. Like my nana was like the queen of charity unto others, and in her Catholic
mortified.
faith, what I love about the Catholic faith is it's service unto others until it hurts, right? So that kind of leads us. But I do want to. I think we're rounding up the end here, but we're gonna have another really good episode. So we're gonna carry on. We're gonna spill over into the next episode. With all of the sisters, and thank you so much for coming on. That
Thank you.
flew by. There's still so much more that I didn't even get to. That I'll
and
get
just
to on the
remember,
next one.
Marcia's the wild, crazy twin.
I know, a
It is official.
revelation.
No, it's
Thank
good.
you.
She's
Good
the bad
fun.
influence.
Of course, it's good fun. It's good fun when I did it. But you've taken
Will,
over.
with that, thank you so much for giving our podcast a listen, and don't forget to subscribe. Why can I talk today? Subscribe to La Vida Entre Primas, Life Between Cousins, so you never miss an episode. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of La Vida Entre Primas,
Life Between Cousins. Bye.
Bye.